Good afternoon, my friends. This is the Grimflayer. Hope you're all doing well today. We are back at it, more competitive league action for you. We're 2-0. 2-0 taking down Rakdos Burn in a really intense match last round. So far so good. We're on a newly updated list. As of yesterday, you can find the deck tech where I explain my changes and the reasoning behind what's going on here in this particular Golgari build. That's all in the description below. So here we go, looking for an opponent. And drinking some coffee. Never a bad idea to get yourself, to make sure you're in a reasonable mental state before you play a competitive game, whether it be, making sure you're caffeinated, if that's your thing, or what have you, It's the little things. You don't want brain fog taking a win away from you that was otherwise yours. We have lost the die roll. We have a fairly decent 7 for a blind game 1. We're going to keep it, that's for sure, but it is definitely lacking in interaction, but the raw power of the hand is pretty good. Chef at Dunes pass. Alright, this looks like some kind of a Death and Taxes build to me. We'll go Hiss and Quagmire and pass. That Overgrown Tomb was not a good draw. We are a little land heavy, we are light on interaction. Oh, okay. Wastes, maybe this is some kind of Eldrazi stompy. Chalice on 1. Alright, that's not something I care much about yet. We'll see if that changes as the game goes on. We just keep drawing lands very bad. But certainly play Blooming Marsh and a Dark Confidant there. Leonin Arbiter, so this is some kind of a Death and Taxes build. They're going to dismember our Bob. Okay, we've got Assassin's Trophy. So I think the play here should probably be Skoos into Treetop Village. The big concern with that is we can get totally locked out by a Chalice on 2. But, they might not be able to deal with our Skoos if they have a Chalice on 2, and it might just be able to get us there. I don't think we're supposed to play scared of a Chalice on 2 here. So we will play the Skoos, we will be proactive. They would need to have a 4th land, they would need to have another Chalice in hand, and it would need to be the right play for them. Which, whether all that's true, seems unlikely. Even in such a case, we would have Maelstrom Pulse, but we found a Tireless Tracker. That's pretty good. A threat here is nice. So let's see. Chef at Dunes is gonna just be a one-time Anthem effect, sorcery speed, basically. Alright, nothing we care too much about. So let's attack. Okay, now all these lands have the potential to be pretty reasonable now that we've found a tracker. We are going to play the Tomb instead of the fetch land because, of course, Leonin Arbiter is shutting off our ability to fetch in that window. They've got another Dismember, which, is a decent answer, but man, are they under a lot of pressure from this Ooze, and we've just got all the trophies in the world, huh? Okay, well, how do we feel about just sending in Ooze and a Treetop and just trying to end this game? They've taken a ton of pain from these Dismembers. I think that's what I'm going to go for. We hold up a trophy this way. Hold up a clue. Hold up our Ooze activation. No blocks? Yeah. Yep, we'll hold up our stuff rather than get greedy with the use, I think. I don't know what they could really have, but Assassin's Trophy is probably an answer to it. Okay, looks like they're tapping out for something big. Smasher, sure. Okay, we get to trophy that thing away. We're going to discard the Catacombs to it. Alright, that's GG. GG, okay, this is some kind of Eldrazi and Taxes deck. Not exactly the type of stuff I'm used to seeing, you know, like, I'm not really used to seeing Reality Smasher and Leonin Arbiter in the same deck. Horizon Canopy alongside Gemstone Caverns, Chalice of the Void, like, I don't exactly know what all is going on here, but it's clearly some kind of an Eldrazi deck, some kind of Taxes deck, with a very fragile mana base, so we'll consider Fulminator Mage. We'll consider EE for those chalices and also for some of their 2-drops, maybe. Maelstrom Pulse and Kitchen Finks. Deathmark. I don't know about Deathmark without seeing more of their deck. Obviously, it kills Arbiter. It does not kill Eldrazi. So I don't know about Deathmark yet. I honestly don't really know about these cards as well. Liliana, Nissa, good grindy cards. Brutality and Languish are, again, with kind of what we've seen of their deck, it's kind of hard to say. I don't think we're expecting this to be like a black-white deck that splashes for Lingering Souls, so we can cut our Spellbomb. I think we're going to treat this kind of like a mid-range matchup, get rid of Inquisitions and keep Thoughtseizes because they're top-end. They've got Smasher, could be scary. Maybe stuff like Settle the Wreckage post-board. So, if we cut that stuff, is there anything else we don't like? I think we should keep Pushes. I think we should keep Decays. Definitely want to keep the bigger stuff. So, Maelstrom Pulse and Kitchen Finks are definites. I think I want all these Fulminator Mages, to be honest. I don't know what else to cut. Like, I could cut a Brutality, or I could bring a second one in, to be honest. Either of those seems viable to me. Since this is kind of mid-rangey, we could consider cutting a land. Maybe we shouldn't. On the, with Leonin Arbiter around. I really don't know what to do here with this final cut. Maybe we just stay really conservative with our siding and only play 2 Fulminator. Let's try that until we see more of their deck, because their deck looked a little bit confusing to me. Maybe they drew a lot of their one-ofs, a lot of their spice, but looked a little confusing to me, to be honest. This hand looks good to me. It's slow, but it's good. We're going to keep. Ghost Quarter Pass, that's a little scary if they have Leonin Arbiter for turn 2, or even turn 3, but there's not much we can do about that right now. Cavern naming human, so no cat. Okay. Thalia, sure. Thalia's good, for sure, especially on the play against our Lilianas, don't get me wrong, but so is Dark Confidant. If they've got Cat into GQ here, that'd be rough. It's the Big Thalia. Big Thalia's here. Okay. No block. Alright, Confidant, show us the love. Shows us a Scooz, that's not bad. We don't really want to take damage off this Bob, though. We are getting tempoed out by these Thalias here a bit, so creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped, huh? Well, I think I pretty clearly have to trophy something here, so I'm just going to play a Blooming Marsh and punt. Whoops, I should have played a Swamp. Should have played a Swamp. Oh well, that's alright. This was honestly another legitimate line as well, as just to play the Skoos, develop our board. What my plan was to trophy away a Thalia there. Didn't work out for me. I think we'll take this hit though, and then take no more hits. Like we'll throw away our Bob next turn if that seems good. Yeah, ooh, Displacer. We might have to deal with that. Fulminator off of Bob. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay, so exile another target creature, then return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Okay, so if we trophy... Yeah, we can't have a 2-spell turn no matter what we do. Because we're either getting... Well, no, if we trophy... Yeah, if we trophy Baby Thalia... Nope, we can't, then we don't have Revolt for push. Either way, we're kind of getting locked out by these Thalias, of having a double spell turn. So, we do have more than enough gas in hand to still win this game. So it's going to be Liliana of the Veil Edict time. We really want to fade a Reality Smasher here. And we're going to pretty happily throw away our Bob to Chump Block here. Maybe we can take over the game a little bit with Ooze. But it's going to be Lily, it's going to be an Edict. And they're putting us under a ton of pressure. But unless they have something really good at the top end here, I think we might still be okay. Okay, so they're both coming at me, huh? Alright. So we could double block the Displacer, then we would lose our Ooze. You know, that might actually be alright. Is that okay? Is that okay with me? Because this Displacer is going to kind of mess with our Ooze pretty badly anyway. It's going to reset it. This is a tough call. This is a tough, tough call. I guess I'm just going to chump here. But I think the double block was more tempting than it appeared to be. Rest in peace. Okay. Now I do wish I had double blocked, but now I guess we can't really... Okay, there's another Thalia too. Well, we've got all the lilies we ever need. We've got all the lilies we will ever need. So... if we lead off on an Assassin's Trophy for the big Thalia, that's going to cost 3 mana. Then we can just play Field of Ruin and Fatal Push the little Thalia. Or... Yeah, I wonder, so if we... What if we plan to leave the big Thalia there? Then what happens? We would be paying 3 for a trophy, not really getting anywhere. Yeah, so we've got to... Alright, let's take our Liliana up first. Since we've got a third Lily total now, we'll pitch this one. They pitched an extra big Thalia? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. So yeah, I like the trophy here. Ooh, here's the problem with the trophy, though. Is if they've got a Reality Smasher that's stranded in their hand, then we're just gonna die, because we gave them a land. Man, this is a tough one, isn't it? We just have to really think about everything that could possibly go wrong. What if we play Fulminator Mage instead? This plays the best around Reality Smasher, I think. It's gonna also let us chump block, get some action out of it, get some value out of it. Or threaten a double block. Yeah, I don't think we should give them the 5th land for Smasher, I truly don't. So we're gonna go a little wide here with our pair of Grizzly Bears here, and we just basically have to chump block. Oh my god. Nope, that was another mistake. I'm sorry, guys. That was a mistake. Yeah, we had to trophy the big Thalia. I totally forgot about that entering the battlefield tapped. So this is still we're still alive, and we're still not dead to Smasher, and maybe we just have to play around that Smasher, right? But yep. Yep. I think I just punted us out of this game. Not good, my friends, not good. Too many different Thalias to keep track of for me. My brain just didn't compute how the Thalia taxes overlapped. Now, to be fair, we had a bit of a slow start. They had a really strong opening. They had the really strong tempo elements of the Thalia taxes, and they had the, of course, the aggressive first striking bodies. Our stuff just didn't line up that well against it, but I just talked myself out of the right play. I really had to trophy the big Thalia there. That way my second land doesn't come in untapped. And I knew that, but then it flew out of my brain. So, my bad there. My bad. That said, we do know a lot more about their deck. It's kind of a Thalia Stompy deck is what it looks like. Makes a little bit more sense that their lands didn't necessarily fit the bill of Eldrazi and taxes or a more traditional Death and Taxes build necessarily. So what does that make us want to do? Well, I think cards like Languish, Lily the Last Hope, Collective Brutality, the stock of these rises. Deathmark is also something we want. We'll still probably stay away from Engineered Explosives. They might have sided out their Chalices of the Void. And Nissa Vital Force is probably too slow, but still worth considering here. So, what is it that we are able to cut? Here's the thing. Most of our stuff is pretty good against them. Do we just kind of go all the way down on discard? I think we do, at least to some degree. This plays around Thalia taxes better in general, right? I mean, maybe we leave one in just because it's, again, the Reality Smasher is our big issue, but we want the Death Mark. We want the... I think we want the Lily the Last Hope. We're on the play more than anything, more than Languish or Brutality or Nissa. And is there a reason to cut anything else here? Again, we could consider cutting a land, but that feels a little greedy. Leonin Arbiter, Ghost Quarter still might be a big issue. So, you know what? Let's just go fully away from Thoughtseize. We're going to bring in either Languish or Brutality. Let's go with Brutality. Languish I could see getting stuck in hand. With the Thalia attacks one way or the other. All right, let's keep the Thalia effects in mind correctly this time. We will play first, and the hand's fine. The hand's fine. It's not that exciting, but it might just do it if we can hit our lands. We will keep. Now here, I think I'm supposed to, well, we're supposed to fetch early, but since we're on the play, we don't necessarily have to run out that fetch this turn, so I won't. But we do want to be cognizant of the Leonin Arbiter and use our fetches. Ooh, they do have Eldrazi Temple. Yikes. Use our fetches early in general. Okay, another Liliana. We are more desperate than ever for a third land. Please get us a third land off the top deck. That's what we need out of you. And we did it. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So, what's it going to be? I think it's Lily of the Veil, even though our hand is pretty stacked. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Like, our hand is so stacked, we don't really want to throw anything away to her. However, getting her at the point where she can Edict twice might be unbeatable for them. So, I think that's what we're going to do here. We'll tick up, and I guess we're going to pitch our trophy. Maybe they have something at the top end they'll throw away here. But feels bad. Okay, they just threw away a Sheffet Dunes. Can't really read much into that, necessarily. Here comes maybe... okay, Thalia Guardian, or Heretic Cathar. Let's play correctly and Edict her before we do anything else. Double Fatal Push. Yeah, I think we play our other Liliana. I think we're going to just really develop the value on board, getting in under various tax effects. Alright, we're in a fantastic position. Thought Not Seer, sure. Do they take away our Tarmogoyf, or do they take away a Fatal Push here? That's very interesting. Obviously depends on what else is in their hand. There goes the Goyf, okay. Ooh, Dismember. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, you know, as good as Liliana of the Veil is, I'm pretty interested in just Edicting to get a card here, because that's going to inform the rest of our turn, and that's a very high value play anyway. Another Lily the Last Hope, okay. That makes me want to tick this one down. Buy back a Tarmogoyf. Play a Treetop Village and pass holding up Fatal Push. Cavern Naming Spirit, that is interesting. There's a baby Thalia, sure. There's another Thought Knot, okay. Well. We're taxed out of pushing anything. Next turn we'll get to cleanly kill Thalia with Liliana, which is with Liliana's tick up, which is, of course, just incredible. Makes me think they'll... Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Thought they would take a Fatal Push there, but... Ooh, what a draw, my friends. What a draw. What a draw, what a draw. So I guess they just figure they needed to kill our Liliana eventually to win, which is why they took her away with the Thought Knot, even though it was kind of a redundant copy. Our draws have been great. Our draws have been great this game. These Planeswalkers have been incredible. We've still got a lot of good stuff in hand. We've been able to answer the Thought Knots immediately. They haven't been backbreaking when they've resolved, and they've been fine. Oh, another Thalia. See, she's so good on the play against us, but on the draw against a Lily the Last Hope, she's just a free kill. Yep, that's game. Alright, I was going to say, let's get that last card out of their hand, probably, and of course, kill the Thalia and take it from there. Well, my friends, I cannot say that I deserved that win on the basis of my play game 2. Now, it's been a while since I made a punt on this channel, I think. There are some lines where you can review it and say, you know, there was an argument for another line. Maybe it was a 45-55 decision, you took the 45, fair enough. I don't think I've made a punt in a long time. You watch lots of popular streamers, granted they have more fatigue because they play all day. These guys are very, very good players, but they still make a lot of punts. I pride myself on really tight play in not making the big punts, and I made the big punts in game 2, so yeah, I am not happy about that one. I really am not. Again, I just kind of I had it gamed out like we need to trophy the big Thalia, the Thalia Heretic Cathar, before we do anything else, because either her tax will bring our land in tapped, or the baby Thalia tax will make our Fatal Push cost 2, or both. And I kind of had that figured out. I even pretty much said it out loud. And then I just was like, well, what if we play Fulminator Mage and then Fulminator enters tapped? It wasn't good. It wasn't good. My bad, my friends. Just goes to show you, nobody is flawless, and least of all myself. That also feels like the type of play that the act of commentating might have had a role in, because, you know, I'm trying to talk things out, trying to game things out, and you don't see this card every day, Thalia Heretic Cathar, and I'm a huge fan of her. I think she's awesome. I think she's a really powerful card, especially in decks like this that tax you in other ways with her little sister, or with Leonin Arbiter, things like that, or in decks that can power her out turn 2 that play mana dorks, like some kind of a GWX shell, Value Town Bant, stuff like that. I think she's underplayed. I think she's very strong, and she got me good game 2, so I don't know if we deserved that win. We kind of had a nut draw here in Game 3. Now, I think we took the right lines here in Game 3. I think the aggressive edict the second time with Lily of the Veil. I think playing Lily of the Veil and taking up to pitch our trophy, these weren't necessarily the most obvious decisions, but I think being on the play, being ruthless and staying ahead on board, that was the way to go. So it's not like we just made all the mistakes possible and just wandered our way to a victory. We still played okay, but Game 2, that loss is totally on me. But like I said, you know, they had a really strong start. We were struggling to keep up. I don't think we would have necessarily gotten there anyway. Still, no excuse for that. And hopefully, you know, here's the beauty of playing these games and of watching these games for you. Like, we all of us, you know, invested, you know, experienced, skilled players. We all know, in theory, like in an abstract sense, how to play around Thalia Heretic Cathar, how to play around Thalia Guardian of Thraben. But then it happens to you, or you witness it happen to someone else when there's something on the line, and it, you know, that person fails to play around that in a pretty specific way. Well, that's what we call a teachable moment. That's a lot more memorable than just saying, yeah, make sure you sequence correctly when Thalias are on board. You know, teachable moments here. So we're trying to find the good even in the bad. But you know what? Here's some good. Here's some good for us. We move to 3-0. We take another 2-1 win. We're living by these 2-1s. We take a 2-1 win against some kind of Death and Taxes. I will look up some lists and try to find the correct naming convention for that deck for the title of this video, but it was some kind of a Thalia-centric Death and Taxes list that I don't think is traditional mono-white D&T because it's got the Eldrazi. So is it just like mono-white Eldrazi and Taxes? Yeah, that could be. I'll have to figure that one out, but yeah, let's call it mono-white Eldrazi and Taxes for now. We got the 2-1 despite a slip-up Game 2. That cost us pretty big. But as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying this content as a viewer as much as I am playing it. Even when we make a mistake, the deck can still get us there. We can come back and play a stronger game after we made a punt. Never let your head fall with this deck. You're going to lose a good amount of Game 1s, and you're going to have a very strong chance to still win the series. Or, like anyone else, you can make a mistake and you can still come back from it. So, I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're learning from it. I hope I will never fail to play around a Thalia Heretic Cathar again. And we'll all be better off for it. So, thanks again. Thanks to all who support the channel. Patreon.com/GrimFlayerMTG is how you lend me your financial support. Beyond that, you can share, you can like, you can comment, and of course you can subscribe to the channel. Thanks again, guys. Stay tuned to the channel. Next couple days, we're going to do the next couple matches, and we're on track for another 5-0. The dream is still alive. The dream is still alive. So stay with me for that, and I will talk to you soon. I hope you have a great day.